Hello. I didn't trade this morning because I like being poor. That's not true. I'd like to say I don't like being poor, but I didn't get up and trade. I was flipping pizzas today, thinking I'm probably only ever going to trade the ES period. The allure of other markets is obviously enticing, just for the sake of trading it, for the sake of novelty, because the brain seeks novelty. But I'm probably only ever going to trade ES pre-market at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't have any tape from this morning because of that, because I didn't get up. But I have tape now from a few minutes ago. I stopped trading. This was a learning experience more than anything because the conditions are so much more different pre-market at 6:50 than they were later into the session this morning. I figured, you know, I better stop now and cut my losses. So I only traded for 30 minutes. First is a fill at that low volume node at 0575. And then the uptick to 0675. Nine, bid 10, 7, 2, 4, 2, 1, sitting there, 0575, upticking now. We get in, price hits 50. We're sitting there, we hold 75 and move up. So it was on the passive participant holding 75. That was the reason I got in. And then I take a short there at 0850. I'm kind of fried. I don't even know if I'm going to review this, frankly. And I cut my losses here. Even though tape is sitting at 0825, I get scared. I should have held it. But notice how price jumps 4 ticks like that off of the two trades at 0875, at 775 and 8 even. That's not good. It's obviously bad. That's why I stopped trading. Because if the tape jumps like that, I can either adjust my tick size and to fit the current conditions and force in more negative reps of information that is most likely going to be useless in the future because I'm not trading this market, or I can just focus on the tape I should have had this morning to review. I wanted to trade the pre-market, I mean the post-market, on the close initially, and I was thinking about it, but if it's like this every day, I'm not going to. That's a huge loss there. I get in because I simply wanted to trade. I was bored. Yes, I did that. And then I see the 12 at 06. I think I'm going to get a full rotation there. A seller steps in at 0575 and we go lower. And we're now down by 0425. This is me changing my session profile because the 24-hour one is now thick. It's thick because, see, it jumped like that, which is nuts. If it traded like that in the pre-market, I'd have to find a different asset to trade. Real talk. Uh, because it's thick. It's unnecessarily thick, and I can't use it very well because of how thick it is. And I realized it was thick because it was a 24-hour profile, that started at 00 and went past 430 and then threw on whatever volume was coming in at 635, which is when I was trading. So I split the profile here into two. I have one that hits the pre-market. Well, I have one that covers the electronic session and one that doesn't. It actually reminds me, I have to look at it after this video. Immediately it's clear. I'm watching 0550 there. I pull an order. I try to place it again twice. Then I take a long here at 0250. See that upticking off of 0250? That's why I get long. Immediately it moves against me on the ask. On the Q, I mean. And we move lower. Which is bad for business. I think I'm watching 0125 here. I pull that 0225. We come lower. 0225. Down, they pull again. I'm just watching the trade here and watching it develop. I pull my order lower, so I have more room to work. I'm looking for an opportune place to scratch. Okay, notice how it jumps. There. 12, 10, 15, 8, 8. You know, and the Q is a big spoof right there at 08 at 0225. That's not tradable. It is, but it's just not what I'm used to. So that's why I stopped. That's why the review is light, because there's less to learn from that.